running through the store like that, following my dad's lead, was one of my favorite childhood games. My dad would cue my sister and I on the time and the place. Thursdays were his paydays, and that's when we'd go to the bank, and afterwards we'd go to the pet shop or to the grocery store to clomp our feet loudly on the linoleum floor. Back then, we thought it was just something fun to annoy my mom, but what it really was a lesson on how to live out loud and not care what other people were thinking. It was also a lesson on self-confidence and committing to a joke. I must give credit to my parents on how they raised my sister and I. I have fond memories of fart jokes, Easter baskets that were made out of old Chevy hubcaps, and playing hide-and-go-seek in the dark using a glow-in-the-dark Virgin Mary. I was a tomboy and a self-proclaimed weird kid, and I was often the only girl on fishing trips with my dad and his buddies. And it was there where I learned and acknowledged the value of humor at an early age, and I honed my funny bone any chance that I was given. Humor is my #1 favorite trait. It's my comfort, it's my coping skill, and it's my defense mechanism. And when sometimes life is shitty, and when you grow up in a family where picking up dog poop was turned into a fun family game invented by your dad, you learn that shit is inevitable, and it's up to you to make things fun or funny to get through life. To this day, I still try and make life more fun and entertaining, and when all else fails, I add a pair of googly eyes. It's like a little reward for some of those people that pay attention to the little details. Some people refer to my antics as googly eye terrorism, but I prefer to think of it as a street art project in hopes of bringing a smile to a stranger's face who notices my little token. I live my life out loud and outside the box. I'm off the wall, weird, and whimsy. I'm often pushing my own comfort zone and the comfort zone of others. And my desire to spread cheer and laughter often outweighs the fear of taking social risks. As an artist, I've had to learn to expose myself to strangers. I mean, wait, not in the literal sense, but in the way of pouring your heart and soul into a piece of artwork, framing it, and then putting it on the wall for everyone to see, judge, and hopefully purchase. I paint mustached bugs and parachuting stars that hang in a gallery filled with landscapes and still lives. And my art, much like my purple hair, does stand out in a crowd. But what I learned is that you've got to be comfortable with these things that make you stand out. And you've got to learn to embrace some of these things. And I think that's something that a lot of people forget. They forget those little special traits that make you different because they've either suppressed or set them aside because it's not what everybody else is doing or what's considered normal. So, as a grown-up weird kid, I am very aware of how awkward is. And with awkwardness, I've learned to embrace that feeling and take it for its raw, uncomfortable, and honest gift. And with my lessons of living out loud and embracing awkwardness and also sharing vulnerability, I've had an experience lately that's really taught me a lot about myself. And I push my own boundaries and I open myself up and share it with others in hopes to inspire others. A few months ago, I had a friend come into the gallery in which I work, and he sat down and he said, "Kerri, you need to apply to be a TEDx speaker." And I'm like, "What? Are you high?" And he's like, no, I just think that you would be a great TEDx speaker. And I said, "Well, why?" He goes, "Well, you're the funniest person on Facebook." Well, what am I supposed to do? Get up there and just read my Facebook statuses? And he goes, "I don't care what you do. Just go home, write it up, and submit it." So that's exactly what I did. And I got chosen, amazingly, and here I am. So then I spent many months and many hours writing and rewriting and rehearsing and rehearsing this speech so many times that I came here yesterday to the Rialto Theater, and I sat up here to do my very first dry run, and I bombed. Like, it was bad. You can ask some of these volunteers that were here. It was so bad, in fact, I think they were going to call the bomb squad to remove me from the stage. And it kind of got me nervous. Like, I prepared this. I've written it. I've studied it. I've rehearsed it a million times. Why did I suck so bad yesterday? So I went home and took this awkward experience and really thought about it and tried to learn from it. And I went home and I saw the theme again, and I got doers, which I am. I got influencers, which I try to be, and you. And that was the problem. I lost the me. And this well-rehearsed script pretty much is what I had written. And so what I decided is to, once again, come up here and just share this experience with you, because I think a lot of people don't want to share this. Because like I said, awkwardness is a raw, uncomfortable, and honest gift. And so by me being vulnerable and sharing this with you, I hope it'll inspire you to also go out and push your own comfort zone and push your own boundaries and share with people your gifts and your vulnerabilities in hopes of maybe inspiring others. And when I inspire you and you inspire others, then I think it's a really great thing, because then it's like a lovely and an unintentional lesson, much like the lesson my dad taught me on the linoleum floor. So in my head, I like to picture all of us learning, living out loud, walking in a line like little ducks in a row and comping our feet, unsuspecting, uncaring, and all in good fun.